Despite only claiming one victory in their last 6 games, Fort Lauderdale CF sit just 1 win away from a potential jump up to 4th in the USL League One standings. They return home after 2 points on a 3-game road trip. Meanwhile, the now healthy and improving visitors from North Carolina will be looking to climb a little more out of the basement if they can pick up their first win on the road here this season. Welcome to Drive Pink Stadium, beautiful South Florida. My name is Ross Davenport. Thank you for joining us for tonight's contest between 2 of the best young teams in this league, right here, USL League One. Let's take a look at the updated standings after Saturday night's 3 matchups. As you can see, a ton of draws lately, left things super tight. Only 4 points now separating 4th and 11th. NCFC sits 7 points adrift for now. Certainly have a lot to play for, though, in the second half of the season, which officially started last night with that Richmond-Tucson game. As for the home team, they've been paced lately by this man, 22-year-old English striker Mike Mitchell-Curry, youth product of former Premier League side Middlesbrough. Curry has 3 goals in his last 4 and 5 total on the season, including that goal right there. A dramatic late tying goal in forward Madison, as the Madison defense just seemed to play freeze, letting him score that. We had another goal here from Curry, one of his recent ones against Richmond. He's a nice finisher, strong lad from the north of England. Will be looked upon tonight on the left side, well, actually the center of Darren Powell's attack for NCFC. This man, Robert Christo, scored his first 2 goals of the season in a 4-0 win over Richmond back in their last game 11 days ago. This one here with his head. He's a big physical presence in the center of that forward line for John Bradford. 28-year-old native of Bosnia. He missed 6 games early this season due to injury, but look at this goal he scored last week from the center circle. Somehow didn't win goal of the week, but he'll make his 50th appearance for North Carolina tonight. Hopefully be looking to get on the scoreboard for the visitors. Well, we're only moments away here from kickoff at Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Stay with us. We'll be right back with lineups leading up to kickoff between North Carolina FC and Fort Lauderdale CF on ESPN+. Welcome back as we get ready for Fort Lauderdale against North Carolina. Before we get to the home lineup, let's hear from Fort Lauderdale head coach Darren Powell about that dramatic late winner against Madison and his thoughts on tonight's opponents.
We always talk about it, when it's your opportunity, you need to take advantage of it. And at the end of the game on Saturday night, we had, I think, 2 16-year-olds, 3 17-year-olds, and an 18-year-old on the field competing. So, what that says about the depth of this squad and the future is very bright. No, North Carolina is a very talented team, very well coached. They play an exciting brand of soccer. Had some good players coming back from injury that we didn't see in the first game. So we're just excited to test ourselves against a very talented squad.
His name, Malik. Wellington. Well, changes for Darren Powell. Drew Harden in for Ignacio Pawlowski, as well as Sami Guediri making his first appearance since injuring himself in the first meeting between these two teams back in early June. No Josh Penn, no Christian Luyoung, no Caputo, no Ethan Harden, but a solid lineup for Darren Powell. Let's get to our visitors from NCFC and John Bradford. No changes for John Bradford. Same 11 that hammered Richmond 4-0 10 days ago. We're almost ready for kickoff here from Drive Pink Stadium. An exciting matchup between two of the best young teams in USL League One. You see NCFC on your right, going right to left in the all white, with Fort Lauderdale left to right in the all black. Weather has cleared up nicely in Fort Lauderdale. There's your referee for this evening, Anja Voigt. Here, Drive Pink Stadium perhaps still thumping from that win last night into Miami. Defeated Montreal, their first win in 8 for the home team in MLS. The home team resident here and from MLS, so you see as the teams take a knee for unity. As Anja Voigt gets us underway here from Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale CF hosting North Carolina FC, the basement dwellers at the moment in USL League One, but playing a lot better of late, getting their solid core back healthy. Missed a bunch of games early this season. Did Robert Christo as well as Nazmi Al-Badawi. They're both healthy this evening, looking to contribute. Here's one of their best young talents, Selmir Miscic, on the left. Speaking of on the left, as Edison Ascona pushes a little forward, more forward tonight for Darren Powell. Sami Guediri slotting in on that left midfield. Sami Guediri, former Greenville player, the first player from the Triumph to make the MLS. Was more of a winger there in Greenville, but into Miami program sees him as a fullback, but he's back in his traditional midfield spot tonight, perhaps looking to get a little more into his lungs after spending nearly 2 months on the sideline. Lauderdale come into this one. A win for them could jump them up into 4th in the standings. They've got 4. This is the first of 4 of their next 5 games at home, so a real chance for Fort Lauderdale to make a leap up the USL League One standings, especially with how many teams are putting draws in at the moment. 6 of the last 8 USL League One games have finished in ties. That's allowed a lot of teams right back into the playoff mix, including Fort Lauderdale. They come into this one with 19 points, would jump up to 4th with 23, only 1 point behind Greenville. So 2 points behind Greenville if they should win this one. This man on the ball here is an exciting talent, Aimé Mabika. Phil Neville, the manager of Inter Miami, said he was thinking about calling Mabika up early this week. Doesn't think he's quite ready for MLS action. As this one swung wide to Nelson Martinez. Only missed 1 game this season, has Nelson Martinez. Former Loudoun player in the USL Championship. This one swung wide to Josh Cohn. 2 goals in that big 4-0 victory over Richmond 10 days ago, to add to Robert Christo's 2 goals. You can't miss Robert Christo with that big shock of blonde hair up top there for John Bradford. There's Drew Harden, 16 years old, enjoying his summer holidays, playing a little bit of professional soccer. Here comes Mitchell Curry, one of the hottest strikers in USL League One at the moment. Trying to get inside Martinez, but doesn't succeed. And they'll go all the way back to Jake McGuire, splendid in all gold this evening. Repeat of that matchup, June 5th in Cary, North Carolina. Late goal by Edison Ascona. Late header. John Bradford still talks to us about that goal. He was down to 10 men due to a red card to Malik Mbai. Was trying to make a substitution on the play. One of his players had come off, the central defender, and he was down to 9 men. Referee didn't allow the sub, and Fort Lauderdale took advantage with that late winner by Ascona. Here is Sami Guediri. Nice interplay there. Pulled back to Acosta. Just leant back on that one and put it into the stands here at Drive Pink Stadium. Noah Allen making that nice overlapping run from his fullback spot, working nicely there with Sami Gadiri. Acosta really should have done better there. Again, pushing a little more forward tonight. Started the last game on the left side of the midfield. Now on the left side of the attack in this 4-3-3 formation that Fort Lauderdale play in. Yeah, no Josh Penn, no Christian Liu Young. Once again, missed multiple games recently. They weren't listed on the injury report. Not sure what's going on there. Ethan Harden is injured. His brother, again, Drew Harden tonight, playing on the right side of midfield, ahead of Harvey Neville, the son of Inter Miami manager Phil Neville. Also played for his uncle Gary Neville in Valencia for a little while. See Cohn coming back into the middle a little bit, and that's a good turnover there. Kamara on the run. Maloney from Louisville City tries to pass into the corner and does! Catches Drake Callender a little flat-footed, and JT Kamara has opened the scoring in only the 5th minute here from Drive Pink Stadium. It was a turnover, and Kamara's left-footed shot didn't appear to have the pace to beat Callender, but it was placed so beautifully. Kamara's 3rd goal of the season. And the visitors up 1-0, looking for their first victory on the road this season. The turnover was given up by Gadiri. Kamara streaked past Harvey Neville like he wasn't there and just passed it into the corner. You can see Drake Callender put his head into the grass, knowing that he perhaps should have done a little better there. It was a lovely finish, though, in the end, by the Louisville City loanee. Played his high school soccer in Florida at Montverde Academy. Back in the Sunshine State, doing great things early here in South Florida. We expected to see some goals in this one. Fort Lauderdale has allowed 24 goals, now 25, which now ties them for the most given up in League One. They do score a lot of goals as well, so this one's certainly not over. That man there, Brian Rosales, can supply service from that right fullback spot. So those of you that tuned in for the opening kickoff got some early action here. 1-0 North Carolina. JT Kamara with his 3rd goal of the season. Here's Allen. Here's Kamara again. Neville. I was talking to Tucson coach John Perlman early this week, and he said goals in this league don't come so much from 12-team plays. They usually come from turnovers and from mistakes in dangerous areas, and that was a turnover in a dangerous area that resulted in the JT Kamara goals. You see there, Lauderdale yet to win this season when conceding the first goal. As Nazmi Al-Badawi goes all the way back to his center back, Shemaine Martina. Martina, 7 caps for Curaçao, coached by Patrick Kluivert, former Netherlands star. Been limited a little with injuries this season, Martina, but now making his 3rd straight start at center back, and here he is with a good probing left-footed ball, but it's over the head of Josh Cohn. There's Neville. Sits a little deeper in the center of that midfield, a little bit behind Gadiri and Harden tonight. Here's Rosales pushing up like he loves to do. Finds Venton Evans. He loses possession. Lauderdale will have to reset here. Evans, who scored a great long distance. He ran a long distance for a goal early this season. Here comes Acosta on the right side now. He'll sort of float all over the place, will Acosta. Both these teams love to score early goals. That's the 5th goal in the first 15 minutes for North Carolina. Ties Fort Lauderdale for the league lead in that category. So if you tuned in expecting an early goal, you were probably right. And you got one. Here's Venton Evans turning away from Christo. Good bit of possession here from Fort Lauderdale as Cohn swings it in. Looking for Curry. Drops to Allen. And then the left-footed effort by Evans. Comes off the side of his foot and out for a goal kick. Let's look at Venton Evans, 23-year-old from Kingston, Jamaica. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL League One, USL Championship, and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. JT Kamara likes the Select ball, whether it's scoring or supplying. He's got a little something special. Does JT Kamara, a little bit of extra class. He can score like that, or he can provide killer assists from anywhere, really. Nice pickup coming into this season by John Bradford. Selmir Micic also on loan from Philadelphia Union. Here's Evans getting involved a lot here in the last couple of minutes. Finds Rosales, hardens in some space there, but Rosales tries to cut it back, and it was not the best of passes, but as Cohn made the most of it, as Martina makes a step up and will clear this one away. Another nice overlapping run by Allen. Cuts it back for Ascona with a left foot. Finish off the post and in. Lovely work down that left side by Noah Allen. But there is a flag on the play. There was a potential offside right in front of the goalkeeper. I think that's what the call's going to be. Get another look at it if we can. I did see the Lauderdale player inside the 6-yard box, who must have been interfering with Jake Maguire's vision. As you can see, Jake Maguire pointing in his eyes, saying he was potentially screened. Anya Voigt's going to have a word with her assistant referee on that side just to confirm what the call was. And they're going to say it's a goal. Jake Maguire, you can see what he thinks about it. Here's another look at the goal. Harvey Neville via Gadiri swung it wide. We've seen this play earlier when Noah Allen cut it back to Ascona and he skied it. This time, though, has to be a potential offside perhaps as well. It was Mitchell Curry who was hanging out in the 6-yard box. He was clearly, even on the other side of Jake Maguire, perhaps not interfering enough with the goalkeeper for Anya Voigt's liking to overturn the goal. And we're all tied at 1 here at Drive Pink Stadium. Only in the 12th minute, we've already got a couple of goals. Two exciting young teams that like to knock it about and have a ton of offensive potential. We've seen it so far this evening. For Ascona, his 3rd goal of the season. Homegrown signing, 17-year-old. He's made 4 MLS appearances already this year. Back down now with the League One side, along with Sami Gadiri, who helped set up that goal. It was almost a repeat of the chance just before it, and that's a few minutes before when Ascona skied it over the net, and this time he managed to keep it low and off the post and in. First assist of the season for Noah Allen. With a nice cutback, finding tons of space on that right side. Working against Nelson Martinez. Rosales goes all the way back here to Drake Callender. Callender, who was acquired a couple of years ago in a trade with San Jose. Split time this season with Zamudio as well as Castanera in goal for Fort Lauderdale, but started 3 in a row now as Drake Callender, former Cal player. Here's Modesto Mendez. Rosales now in tons of space. He's got Gadiri now drifting onto the right side outside it. Back to Rosales. His right-footed chips cross of Martina, and what a tackle at the last second by Max Flick. to deny Drew Harden his first goal of the season. Let's take another look at it here. It's a lovely floated cross over the head of Martina and a critical step by Max Flick. Flick has 2 goals on the season, but that was almost counted as much as a goal there. He saved a goal. That one would have been slammed home by Drew Harden if he wasn't there. Here comes Kamara. Doesn't quite get the better of Modesto Mendez there. Mendez spent 1 game on loan recently with the Charleston Battery as an emergency loan. This is his 9th start and 3rd straight at center back. It's Nazmi Al-Badawi, the veteran. 29 years old. Has 9 caps for Palestine. As Kamara puts it on almost on the toe of Robert Christo, but it was just too far for him. Al-Badawi, this is his 152nd appearance for NCFC, 24 goals and 24 assists. Does have 1 MLS appearance for FC Cincinnati. He'll turn 30 later this month. Real veteran presence, the captain now in the midfield. Something John Bradford missed a ton earlier this season when North Carolina were really struggling, looking to get healthy as Martina goes all the way back to McGuire. Back to Martina. Not the best of balls for Peter Pearson, the defensive mid. 4-1-4-1, the normal formation for NCFC. Playing that tonight. Pearson is that deep lying midfielder. For Lauderdale do have they also score goals as well as giving up goals. They lead the league with 24 goals now. 2 ahead of Chattanooga and 3 ahead of Greenville. There's Harden. Hasn't got to play much with his brother Ethan this year. Drew was injured earlier. Now Ethan's injured. Hope to see him back soon. It's Cohn going backwards. He'll go all the way back to Callender. North Carolina not showing any rust after having 10 days since that big 4-0 win over Richmond. They've beaten Richmond twice this season. They got their first victory of the year against them. Only 9 points on the season. Any point tonight would get them to double digits. Still plenty of time for them to climb the standings. As that ball from Pearson is way ahead of Christo, and here comes Lauderdale. Gadiri all over the pitch tonight so far. Rosales is going to keep this one in. Yes, he is. Go back to Evans. Gadiri half thought about the shot. Instead lays it off to Ascona. Gadiri is now going to have a crack with his left foot, blocked by Martina, but back to Gadiri. He'll go all the way back to Neville as Fort Lauderdale will reset a little bit here. Rosales. 26-year-old Cuban gives that one away. Here come NCFC, Robert Christo. Finding Kamara, good pace shown by Noah Allen to keep up with Kamara. Speaking of pace, we were talking to John Bradford about Robert Christo, who doesn't always look the quickest on film, but John Bradford said Robert Christo is one of the fastest players on the team. Talked about obviously his goal in that win over Richmond from the halfway line. Coach Bradford said he talked to Nazmi Al-Badawi about Aguirre Fitzgerald being a little off his line earlier in the game. Christo just got the ball to fall to him at the right spot, looked up, saw Akira off his line, and it was a beautiful finish. McGuire under a bit of pressure on the edge of his box. Fort Lauderdale putting the press on here with Harvey Neville pushing up. Now gives a chance for Peter Pearson to stretch his legs. Running unmolested through the middle of the field. Kamara on the right side. Looking to take on Allen. Fancy footwork, but it's not going to fool the left back for Lauderdale. Here's Cohn. All the way back to Martina. It's Kamara now drifting wide. Lovely ball through to Cohn. Does he have enough help in the box? Cross was a little too risky. A little too close to Aime Mabika. He got his big foot in the way. And the chance is snuffed out. Harden, nice little flick. Finding Evans. Evans was looking to turn Peter Pearson around. He did, but then kicked it right at him, and here comes Miscic. Christo. Sure, that's where Darren Powell would love to see Rupert Christo, as Modesto Mendez saves the corner, instead puts it out for a throw-in. Christo far from at his most effective on the wing there. Hear him asking for communication. He was looking for help. He had 41 goals in 75 games in college for St. Louis University. Went to Europe for a little while. This is his third season with NCFC. I thought it was going to go out for a throw, but apparently we'll go out for our first corner of the evening for either team. Into the 21st minute here from Drive Pink Stadium. 1-1 between visiting North Carolina and Fort Lauderdale, as this one is punched away by Callender. Got a piece of it. Here comes Acosta now. Good work back there by Cohn. Here's Kamara. Was on the right, now he's on the left. Looking to take Brian Rosales to school. It's good work though in the end by Rosales. He leaned into him with the shoulder, was just enough to put Kamara off. Space now is Gudiri, just again, and here's the overlapping run by Allen, but this time instead to Harden with a right-footed effort. Get a deflection off of Nelson Flores, and we'll go out for the first Fort Lauderdale corner of the evening. Good work there by the 16-year-old. His first start since mid-April for Drew Harden. See if he has the legs to go 90 tonight. It's a strike from the edge of the box. You can see there it clipped the North Carolina player and out for the corner. Not a ton of defensive options on the bench tonight for Darren Powell. Sammy Gudiri obviously capable of also playing in that back line if needed. We've got 3 attacking mids, a defensive mid, and a center forward, and a wing on the bench. No defenders, no true defenders on the bench for Darren Powell this evening. As this cross comes in, headed away by Christo. Good work by Noah Allen. Had a good first quarter of this game, has Allen, as this speculative effort flies over Jake McGuire's goal. Let's take another look at that effort from Ascona. He's never seen a shooting opportunity he doesn't like, Edison. Represented the Dominican Republic as Ascona. Here's Christo. Fouled there by Mendez. That's the first foul of the game. Took us nearly 23 minutes. Possession-wise, been pretty even so far. Fort Lauderdale 53%, North Carolina 47%. North Carolina have been much more effective in the duels department, though. They've won 60% of those. 1 shot on target for each team and 1 goal for each team. This ball's played in, looking for Nelson Martinez in an advanced role. Cristo now flicks it off the top of his head, and that'll go out for a goal kick. August is USL Supporters Month, and we want to hear from you. Visit uslleague1.com/supporters-month for more information on how you can get involved and have a chance to be featured as the supporter of the week. Once again, August is USL Supporters Month. Not many supporters here at Drive Pink Stadium. Only friends and family allowed at the moment this season. Hopefully we'll get some fans in at some point this season. This one would have been a fun one to watch. Neville. Back to Mabika. Again, the University of Kentucky product, Mabika. He played at Kentucky with Khalil Medkar of FC Dallas, North Texas, as well as Kalen Fox of FC Tucson. Solid squad they had there in Kentucky. Evans. Rosales. Harden. Now Allen, ball in. Looking for the head of the diminutive as Cohn. As Evans goes down, no foul, says referee Voigt. And here come North Carolina. Kamara in tons of space here. Harvey Neville's going to have to get on his horse, and does. Stops the initial run. Here's Cohn. It's a humid night in Fort Lauderdale. A lot of rain, as is per the South Florida summers. It does start to cool down a little bit as the evening progresses. Of course, I'm sure it's pretty humid in North Carolina as well as during the summer months. Both teams have started brightly here. As we head into the 27th minute, 1-1 at Drive Pink Stadium. Here's Josh Cohn in some space. Looking to take on Gadiri. His left-footed crosses chip towards Cristo, the header. He beat Modesto Mendez in the air, but couldn't redirect it on goal. Drake Callender gladly picks that one up over the goal line. And it will be a goal kick. Let's take another look at that. It was a nice little floated ball by Josh Cohn. Cristo with a distinct height advantage. Didn't have to work too hard to get ahead on it, but just couldn't redirect it. Was looking for the corner, but wasn't going to get the call. There's a strong bench tonight for Fort Lauderdale. George Acosta, League One assist leader. He's dealing with a bit of an injury. He's on the bench, as well as Sean Hundell, got off such a hot start this season. Felipe Valencia, the youngest goal scorer in League One history. Also an option off the bench for Darren Powell. Here's Martinez. Pearson. Good turn by Miscic. Another one who got off to a hot start but hasn't seen the goal charts of late. And that's a clumsy challenge by Mendez and a penalty. Modesto Mendez didn't need to leave his feet, decided to anyway. And clouded into the back of Selmir Miscic, and North Carolina with a chance to retake the lead. Let's take another look at it here. Nice little 1-2 between Miscic and Cristo. Yeah, that's just not a great challenge from Modesto Mendez. As Miscic still down, it was a painful challenge on his left leg. Whenever you leave your feet in the box, there's always a chance this kind of thing can happen, as Robert Cristo will put it down on the spot. Look for his third goal of the season. As the assistant referee reminds that Drake Callender he must leave 1 foot on the line until the ball is kicked. Up steps Cristo with the right foot. Slots it home. 2-1 North Carolina in the 29th minute. Selmir Miscic does the hard work. Roberto Cristo finishes it off. Counter went the right way, but he hesitated a little bit on the dive, and that was the difference. It was a comfortable height. Had he chosen to go a little earlier, Cristo had enough power in it to get it past Calendar and give his team their 1-goal lead back. Back in 2019, Robert Cristo had 11 goals for North Carolina in the USL Championship. 5 of them came in the last 7 games of the season. Last year he was a little limited. He hurt his hamstring early this season. Missed some significant time. Modesto Mendez filling in for Ethan Harden once again. Making the mistake led to that goal, and here's that man Miscic again. He's down once more, this time on the right leg. Took a bit of heavy challenge from Brian Rosales. Rosales, who had that beautiful assist on Mitchell Curry's game-tying goal in Madison last weekend. In the 100th minute that one was. Not too often you get to triple digits in soccer. A win here for North Carolina would move them to 12 points on the season. That would get them within 4 points of Tucson and North Texas. They would be even with 13 games played with Texas. 1 game in hand on Tucson. Here's Kamara. Lovely ball for Cohn. Good work back though in the end by Mabika with his long strides. Managed to catch up with Cohn. As North Carolina go all the way back to Jake McGuire. North Carolina did have 6 goals in their previous 2 games. Coming into this one, they scored 2 in the 4-2 loss to Toronto, and obviously 4 in that win over Richmond. So continuing to put the ball in the back of the net at a good pace since getting healthy. Once again seeking their first road win of the season here. They're 0-3-3 on the road coming into this one. Here's Rosales. Pace has slowed down a little bit here. Mabika. Neville looking for options. North Carolina sitting a little further back since that second goal. They'd love to take that lead into the half. Wide now for Allen, the assister on that first goal, on the goal for Fort Lauderdale, I should say, the second goal of the evening. It tied things up. There was a question of offside. Here's Allen again with some space. Cuts back for Mitchell Curry. All the way through to Harden as Kona looking for his second of the night. Won't happen quite yet. Good sliding tackle by Josh Cohn. He's played well tonight. Has Cohn on that right side, especially defensively. He's come back to help quite a bit. Ball comes in. Cleared away there by Flores. You can see Nazmir Al-Matabi sitting a little deeper than he was earlier. Here's Evans now with a chance to get across in perhaps. Looking to take on Flores. Nothing there though. Here's Azcona now with a half chance, a half bit of space. Looking to take people on, but Flores gets the foot in. Robert Cristo with a bit of flair at the edge of the box got away with it, but then it's kicked out for a throw-in. Midway inside the North Carolina half. Here's Harden with some space. He'll take a crack from distance. Never bothered Jake McGuire, though. And that one will go out for a goal kick. Talked to John Bradford about his front five. How impressive they've been of late. Josh Cohn seems to be entrenched now on that right spot. He said so much potential with Miscic, the scoring threat of him and Cohn. Al-Badawi and Kamara can make that final pass, score goals. We have Cole Frame on the bench as well, who's been so impressive. As well as Thorne Simpson. Thorne Simpson missed the last match with a slight injury. He's on the bench tonight. We'll see if we see him on the pitch as Miscic is down again. This time holding that left calf that got kicked a few minutes ago. Jermaine Martina getting some hydration in as well. Miscic is up on his feet, the 18-year-old. His parents emigrated from Bosnia and Herzegovina during the war back in the mid-90s. His dad was actually a pro in both Bosnia and Germany. Miscic from Vermont, though. Been part of the Philadelphia Union system since 2016. So we're going to have a hydration break, it seems here. Not an official hydration break, though. Mid-80s right now in Fort Lauderdale. 70% humidity, though. You can see how much those jerseys are being sweat through on the North Carolina side of things. You see John Bradford in the white shirt there giving some instruction. Been very pleased with his way his team's played over the last 5. 2 wins in there, 2 shutout draws versus Tormentor and Greenville, 2 of the better teams in the league. He said the Toronto game, the 4-2 loss, was a bit of a disaster. But the guys have come back to fitness. They're bringing major confidence into this one. And now the 2-1 lead as we approach 9 minutes remaining in this first half from Drive Pink Stadium. Ross Davenport here with you. NCFC up 2-1 on Fort Lauderdale CF. Neville looks to get this one back into the danger area, but it'll be cleared away. But back to Neville again. His touch is a little heavy, but gets it off to Gadiri. He does have a good left foot. That one wasn't on target, though. 5th shot off the target tonight for Fort Lauderdale. The only shot on target they've had went in off the foot of Edison Ascona. Jake McGuire yet to make a save. There is Sammy Gadiri. Originally from Boca Raton, Florida, just 15 minutes or so up the road from Drive Pink Stadium. Played 17 times for Greenville back in that first season, 2019 of League One. He will turn 24 later this month. We'll certainly be hoping to get back into the MLS squad where he started the year. It was a bit of a surprise move to Inter Miami because John Harkes didn't use him a ton in Greenville. He was more a little isolated on the wing. We talked to Jason Christ last year about Gadiri coming in. He told him if he wanted to make the top level, he'd need to be a fullback, and that's exactly what he's done, and got himself an MLS contract. Mabika. Neville. Good pressure by Pearson on Ascona. And then good tracking back by Pearson to block that return pass from Rosales to Ascona, who will recycle here to Mabika. Good ball there. Gadiri's had a great first half. Looking to cross one in for Curry. Doesn't find him though, and Miscic will just hook it away to Cristo. Not sure how much Bosnian Selmir Miscic knows, but I'm sure he's able to communicate with Robert Cristo in that language, perhaps. Certainly an advantage. As Martina Clears this one, looking up for his big target center forward. Gets a head on it. Modesto Mendez. Oof. It's going to be a foul on Cristo in the end, but the touch from Mendez wasn't quite heavy enough to make things easy for Drake Callender. He'd already committed to it and got away with one there. Let's take another look at it. Mendez knew the pressure was on. Callender had to slow down because that Robert Cristo is not a man you want to run into at full speed. Luckily, Callender was there just a split second in time and earned himself the free kick. Here's Mendez, the man that gave up the penalty, which is the difference so far in this one. Neville. You can see the frustration of that pass. It wasn't great. And here comes Miscic the other way. Cristo. Good footwork there, and he gets clipped by Neville. Nazmi Al-Badawi will step up to take this one. See, North Carolina not any particular hurry to get this one up the field. They'd definitely be happy to take this 1-goal advantage into the break. Max Flick, haven't mentioned his name much tonight. It's been quiet at the centre back spot there, which is a good thing. Came through the combine before the season. There's 2 goals on the season, including one via a flick. Here's Kamara. Miscic stopped his run. Kamara saw the diagonal path he was taking, but Miscic slowed up when he saw the Fort Lauderdale bodies back there. Looking to start the second half of the season on a high note, Oakland Roots SC welcomes high-powered Phoenix Rising when the USL on ESPN continues this Wednesday, August 4th. Don't miss any of the action from the Golden State, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2 this Wednesday. Here's Evans, looking for some space to shoot, doesn't find it though, and here comes Kamara. Twisting and turning his way out of trouble, finds Miscic, who's looking for the flick to Cristo. Mendez. Lovely touch there by Allen to Harden. Harden looking to take on Josh Cohn. Cohn continues his good defensive work in this first 45 minutes. He also had the breakup that led to that first goal. Flores getting up the left sideline for on a rare occasion in this first half as Evans tracks back well. There's Cohn. Mitchell Curry coming back deep. It's fouled there by Pearson. As Cohn takes the free kick from nowhere near the actual spot, but he was about 15 yards behind him. So I don't think referee Anja Voigt really minded, as long as he wasn't in front of the spot. Evans. You see how deep Al-Badawi as well as Kamara are now. Neville. There's been a lot of sideways and backwards here in these last 5 or 10 minutes for Fort Lauderdale. Not been able to penetrate this low block of North Carolina as they look to take this lead to the half. Just a couple minutes remaining. We'll see how much injury time we have at the end of this first half. Perhaps a couple. It's Gadiri. Lovely ball for Allen, just a little far ahead of him though. And that one will roll out for a goal kick. Here's another look at that pass from Gadiri. He's had an excellent first half of Sami Gadiri. Pops up on the left, pops up on the right. as well as in the middle. He's been all over that front line for Fort Lauderdale. Again, his first game since injuring himself in the first meeting between these two teams back in early June. Good pressure there by Gadiri, as he encourages his teammates to pick up the pace here. Perhaps find a game-tying goal before the break. There's a look at Mitchell Curry. No shots for him so far tonight. 3 shots for both Acosta and Hardin. Lead the way for Fort Lauderdale, but have yet to force a save from Jake Maguire. We approach the half. We already have the highest goal-scoring game of the week. 2 was the previous highest. That's a lovely ball in for Gadiri. Good first touch. Sort of got caught in between the shot and the pass, though. Was looking for Curry. And Jake Maguire read it well. Snagged it out of the air. Lovely first touch, but he was definitely looking for the cross, but Curry was already far too deep into that 6-yard box. An easy play there for Maguire. As we reach the end of the first 45 here, we will have 3 minutes of injury time from Drive Pink Stadium. Al-Badawi. Miscic. Cristo looking to turn, but is not allowed to by Mendes, who's now out of position and he'll have to get back. Cohn on the right for Martinez. Ball is perhaps a little wide. Kamara's coming over to help, and here he is. Cohn's in tons of space inside the box, but Fort Lauderdale was lucky Kamara didn't see it, as his left-footed effort is nowhere near the goal of Drake County. There's a good look at JT Kamara, just in case you wanted to know how to pronounce his first name. Says it on the back of his jersey. Only 5'3", JT Kamara. As Mitchell Curry is offside. But went all the way through to Jake Maguire, but he'll take the free kick option instead. An impressive first half from the visitors. Only the 4 shots, but one of them was a penalty. And that's the difference in this game so far. 90 seconds remaining in injury time here. Cristo. Here's Pearson. Into the last minute of injury time here. North Carolina just knocking it around, trying to wind down these final seconds for Lauderdale. Happy for that, let them do it. Here's Evans though, perhaps one last chance for Fort Lauderdale. Loves to run, does Venton Evans. He's going to take this one into the final third. Skips it ahead for Acosta. Needs some help. And finds it in the form of Rosales. His left-footed cross. Finds Gadiri, a good header there. Curry's the onside? No. I didn't think he was. Waiting to see what developed there. That should be the last play of this first half. Let's take another look at it. Here's a nice ball in and a nice chest down by... Yeah, you can see Curry was a good half step behind Shimei Martino. Mitchell Curry comes into this one. 5 goals in his last 8, including 3 in his last 4. And that will do it for the first half here from Drive Pink Stadium. The highest scoring match already of Week 17 sees North Carolina FC with a 2-1 lead, into the break over Fort Lauderdale. Goals from JT Kamara, a penalty by Robert Cristo, and in between those two, an Edison Azcona strike off the post. Stick with us, we'll be right back with halftime highlights as well as all the news and notes from around USL League One. Welcome back to halftime here between Fort Lauderdale and North Carolina. This is the 5th game of the weekend. We had 3 games last night in USL League One. Let's take a look back at those highlights. The first game here is between Richmond and Tucson. Emiliano Terzaghi. That man, was there contact here? Only Kalen Fox and Emiliano Terzaghi really know. But referee J.C. Griggs called the penalty. It was an early one and gave Richmond a 1-0 lead as the veteran would slot away his 9th goal of the season to put the home team up 1-0. Now, newly signed striker Tabena Uzo had some chances in this game. Tucson had a total of 30 shots. This was one of them. Uzo with his back to goal. Lovely bit of control with his thigh. The turn and the strike, but this one too easy for Akira Fitzgerald. And the rebound also put wide by Uzo. Uzo had those 2 goals earlier this couple weeks ago against New England too, but yet to find the goal since then. There's another chance here. Fitzgerald punches this one away. Out to Maxi Shenfield, making his return after his red card suspension. That one almost snuck in under Akira Fitzgerald's crossbar, but it wasn't to be for Tucson as they lose this one. That's second 2 in a row now on the slide for FC Tucson as Richmond take the 1-0 victory at City Stadium. The second game last night, we featured Chattanooga against Forward Madison. Chattanooga obviously sitting nicely in that top 3 right now, and Jose Carrera Garcia with his 2nd goal in this many games. What a blast. This one from open play. He had the free kick last week against Greenville. Set up beautifully for him in that one. Gave the home team a 1-0 lead. And then another man who also coming off a goal in the last game, Noah Fuson. A great run to this ball and a thumping header into the back of the net. That would tie things up on the road for Forward Madison, really seeking a crucial 3 points. It wouldn't come to them though. Chattanooga, we always expect them to score a late goal. They gave some effort, but it wasn't to be for the Red Wolves as this one's blocked by Connor Tobin. And it was Madison that probably had the best chance of the late ones here. This one, Allen with the whiff, then the tip over. And then Jake Keegan. Expect Jake Keegan to score this in this situation, but blocked at the last second by Ramos, so you can see his reaction to that. And that left things tied at 1 in Tennessee. And the final game on Saturday evening from Warner Park, Union Omaha against North Texas. We've seen this before. Connor Doyle to Greg Hurst. Lovely control with the head and a little left-footed flick into the back of the net to send the Omaha fans crazy behind the goal. Greg Hurst continues to score. That was his 9th of the season in the 20th minute by the Scotsman. But North Texas would pull it back here. Kazu's played well of late. Lovely ball through to the streaking sub. Bernard Kamunga with his fresh legs. Took him a little while, but he stuck it past Rashid Nuhu and into the back of the net. North Texas weren't done. Rayo had a great chance to give North Texas the winner as he skipped into the box here, but his shot was a little too tame and right at Rashid Nuhu. So 2 more ties to add to the punch we've had of late in League One. We'll see if we have another one here tonight. We're back in a bit here with a look at news and notes and everything else from around USL. League One, stay with us here on ESPN+.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
The 18, DeMarcus Sargent goes to his left, hard strike, and it's in the net, 2-1 Oakland.
Split another massive stop. Shoots, deflected, and a big save from Rawls as Asante takes this on. Oh, that's a tremendous goal from Solo.
Let's take a look at all things going on around USL League One. First of all, with our news and notes, we've reached the halfway point of the 2021 season officially. Now, Robbie Christo, Player of the Week. That spectacular goal from halfway. And splitting points, as you can see there. The league has really tightened up because 6 of the last 8 League One contests have finished in a draw. Everybody's loving the 1 points at the moment. Here's your team of the week, as we mentioned, Robbie Christo. Josh Cohn also playing tonight, as well as Jake Maguire. Greg Hurst always seems to find himself on team of the week. Good stuff there. And also finds himself here among the goal leaders. He's also the only player in this list of 5 without a penalty. There's 10 penalties between the other 4 in this list. Lomas still with the 3 goal lead. Terzaghi and Hurst both caught him by 1 goal this week as the Greenville was shut out on Friday night. Here are your assists leaders. 2 of them should be playing tonight. George Acosta dealing with a slight injury on the bench. JT Kamara, this is coming into tonight, so 5 assists for him, only 1 behind the leader, and Jake Wasanski as well as Connor Doyle. Here are your GAA leaders. Dallas J finally trying to creep up the list again thanks to that shutout on Friday night. Akira Fitzgerald got one on Saturday, and Rashid Nuhu did not get one, obviously for Union Omaha. He still leads the way though with that .750 GAA. Here are your scores again from this weekend. 3 draws so far from the weekend. Richmond, the only winner, and vaulted all the way up into the playoff positions as a result of that 3 points. As a result, thanks to the Emiliano Terzaghi penalty. Looking ahead to Thursday night. We're used to Thursday night action at Gillette Stadium, but not this type of football. This is the soccer type of football. We're going to see more young talent. North Carolina in action again. A short week for them as they head to the Northeast to take on the Revs 2. There's a man you might see score a goal. Spalding, that was a lovely finish there for him. So check out that game, 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. Lots of young talent, especially this man, Cole Frey. Maybe we'll see him come off the bench in this game. Great finish there for the youngster. And there's your full schedule for Week 18. Top 2 matchups there, the first matchups of the season between those 2 teams. Richmond with that long trip up north. We'll see how many players they can take up there. Greenville and Tormentor, Union Omaha and Forward Madison meeting each other for the 4th time this season with those local derbies. And then finish things off on Saturday night, the late contest, FC Tucson hosting North Texas. Highlights and stats coming up next. Stay with us here on ESPN+. Welcome back to halftime here in North Carolina with a 2-1 lead over Fort Lauderdale, looking for their first road win of the season. Here are your 3 goals so far. Nelson Martinez it was with the turnover. JT Kamara on the run, skips past Neville, skips past Mabika, and a beautiful pass left-footed shot into the back of the net to open the scoring. So JT Kamara does. He's got the pace and the finishing skills. North Carolina with the early lead in this one. But Fort Lauderdale would claw their way back in the 11th minute. Sammy Gadiri had a great first half. Out wide to Noah Allen. His cutback for Acosta, the left-footed first-time strike off the post. There was a question of an offside on Mitchell Curry, who was in an offside position and standing very close to Jake McGuire. It was off to the side and behind him. Didn't really affect the play. And referee Anya Voigt said it was a goal. So we were tied at 1 after 11 minutes. But in the 29th minute, a clumsy challenge from Modesto Mendez on Selmir Miscic resulted in a penalty, which Robert Christo would calmly slot away for his 3rd goal of the season. His 3rd goal in the last 2 games, in fact. Here are your halftime stats. Lauderdale leading in the shot department 95, but only one on target was that goal that went in. Possession totally equal. And it's been a well-behaved match so far. No cards and only minimal fouls. See how things progress in the second half here from Drive Pink Stadium. So North Carolina now going from left to right on your TV, computer, tablet, phone, whenever you're watching this game on ESPN+. Lauderdale in the black going from right to left. I'll let you know if we did have any changes at the half. I think I saw George Acosta. There he is on the ball now. George Acosta in the game for the 16-year-old Drew Harden. So Acosta healthy enough to go 45 tonight. The USL League One assist leader with 6. Acosta once scored for Colombia in the 2017 U17 World Cup. He started 10 of the first 13 games this season, but missed the last 3 with injury. Spent some time with Boca Juniors in Argentina, local player from Miami, 21 years old. So George Acosta now to provide a little more offensive oomph in the middle of this midfield for Darren Powell. Mentioned before, NCFC coming in with a 0-3-3 record on the road so far this season. The last 2 road games did end in ties against 2 of the better teams in the league. 0-0 at both Greenville and Tormenta back in July. Christo with good hold-up play here as he slips it through to Miscic, but good work back by Mabika to disrupt that chance for the Philadelphia Union loanee. There's a good look at George Acosta, number 30. Foul there by Al-Badawi. Quickly taken by Lauderdale. Noah Allen had a nice little first half. Well, nice little, maybe the first half hour of that first half. Found himself in lots of space on that left side. Got his first assist of the season on the Edison Ascona goal. Is Mendez, whose clumsy challenge resulted in the penalty. That's the difference in this one. Josh Cohn. Back to Martinez. His ball was looking back for Cohn, but far too ahead of the former FC Tucson player. It's only his 6th start of the season, Josh Cohn. He had 4 goals last year for Tucson. That led the team, but found his way back to North Carolina, where he spent time with the NCFC Academy as well as the U23s. It's Acosta. Evans now. Rosales giving a little too much space on the right here. Chips it into Acosta. Gets a foot on it. Everybody's looking at that, where that one would end up, but it rolled safely past the post of Jake McGuire. So early impact here from that man, George Acosta. Rosales does have a lovely touch on his passes. We saw the assist on that game-tying goal last week. The finish by Curry, but the assist from Rosales was a beautiful one too. It was floated in there so nicely that it made the entire forward Madison defense just sort of stand still. They weren't sure what to do. It was not a pacey cross, not a high lofted cross. It was just a little chip cross. Of course, beautifully finished in the end by Curry. Good turn here by Al-Badawi. Christo tries to give it back to him, but never worked back, and it does fall out to Mischi's. Lovely footwork to get past Mendez. And out wide to Albadari. His left-footed cross isn't the greatest. And Mendez will clear. From one pair of green boots to another. Evans into Gadiri. He's trying to slide it through to Ascona, but Martina with the nice step once again. He had a good first half as well as the man from Curacao. Or had a good first half, I should say. Here's Kamara. A little accidentally skipping past Al, and he's got Christo in the middle, who somehow knocked over Mendez. And here's Christo in a ton of space. What a save! Drake Callender. You expect Robert Christo to score from there. You can see his reaction. I think he was a little surprised at how much space that Fort Lauderdale defense had given him. Not sure how much Drake Callender knew about the save he just made, considering how close range that shot was. Let's take another look at it here. It was a beautiful first touch, and he did get that hand up in time to Drake Callender. Christo perhaps should have gone low. Callender looked a little suspect on that first goal by Kamara as he passed it into the far corner, but that was good work there by the man out of Cal. Will be a corner now for North Carolina as JT Kamara goes short to take it from Albadawi. Lovely turn past Acosta. The cross in is blocked by Evans. North Carolina trying to keep it in here. Martinez tries to get past Neville, but good work back from the son of the former Man United star and Inter Miami manager Phil Neville. Kamara left alone. That one caught perhaps in two minds there. He thought about striking it and then perhaps waited a little too long for the passes. This one's going end to end here. Venton Evans on the run in the right channel. Just trying to find Acosta. It was intercepted well by Flores. The first half ended slowly. The second half has exploded. Both teams with some renewed energy. That's what those orange slices will do for you. Jake Maguire didn't have much to do in that first half. No saves for him. Pearson. Albadawi, after that first 20 minutes or so of the first half, he stepped back a little bit, especially after the second goal, stepped back a little bit next to Pearson. Spot that Pekka can play. We'll see if we see Pekka later in this game, perhaps returning to his former stomping grounds here. Used to play for the Strikers at Lockhart Stadium, which used to exist where this facility is now. Pearson. Kamara under pressure from Ascona, and a little too much pressure as Kamara's feeling that one. Looks like Ascona perhaps feeling a little bit in his right calf. Kamara in a bit of pain here on the ground. Looks like he may have landed awkwardly on his left shoulder. Let's take another look at it. And he kind of rolled onto it. You see him immediately grab his shoulder and signal to the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. Seems to be all right now, JT Kamara. Scorer of the first goal this evening. In the 5th minute. It's North Carolina looking for their first road win of the season. Albadawi asking for Ascona to be moved 10 yards. He never got there, but going backwards anyway, it didn't really matter. Here's Max Flick. This one's chested down at Neville in a bit of space to survey his options. Finds his buddy Acosta. What an interception by Martina. If that ball had got to Mitchell Curry, we may have been 2-2. Here's Gadiri. Neville swings it over to Rosales, finally getting forward here. Evans. Rosales. He's going to have a go with his left foot. He's probably regretting that decision. Lauderdale with a bit of pressure here on the goal kick. As Cohn and Curry on the edge of the 18-yard box will force Maguire to go deep into the night. Doesn't find Cristo. Comes Fort Lauderdale. Acosta. First touch from Ascona lets him down a little bit. Here come North Carolina. Ooh, late challenge from Ascona. We haven't had a yellow card yet tonight. I'm sure Anja Voigt got a good look at that one. We'll perhaps remember it a little later if there's another challenge of similar fashion by Ascona. As a lovely ball finds Josh Cohn. Trying to turn Mabika inside out. That's not an easy thing to do. And the big man born in Zambia with great work there. You can see there exactly why Phil Neville is thinking about bringing him up to the big side. Here's Evans looking strong as well. As Cohn, the ball is just too far ahead of him. The idea was right from Evans, but the execution not good enough. As we approach the 10-minute mark of the second half, we'll take another look at that attempted pass from Evans. He rode the challenge of Flores nicely. Just a little too much weight on that pass for Ascona. Rosales, as the Fort Lauderdale pressure continues. Clear message from Darren Powell to put a little more effort into the press in the second half. See if it results in an attempt on goal, and perhaps the first save for Jake Maguire, or a goal. Here's Gadiri. Ascona getting a bit too much space. Acosta. JT Kamara nipping at his heels and makes the turnover. Here comes Cristo now. Foul by Neville. No card though. You can say Cristo is okay with the foul. Did have Mendes coming over to help. If Mendes wasn't there, that perhaps would have been a card. Now we do have the first card. It's George Acosta. Comes into the book only 11 minutes, goes into the book only 11 minutes after arriving on the pitch. Here's a look at the yellow card. Acosta kicking the ball away and stopping the restart. Yeah, that's just silly stuff from Acosta. And then he kicks it away. So George Acosta, the first one into the book of Anja Voigt. This one's given away to Evans. As Cohn, Lauderdale with a much better of this last 10 minutes or so. Neville. Looking to try and break down this North Carolina defense. Rosales. Didn't quite manage to unlock the key yet, though. Good possession so far from Darren Powell's men in the second half. So Costa puts it forward. They don't have much height in that box. It's dropped by Maguire. Luckily falls at the feet of Max Flick, and he just hooks it away into the Fort Lauderdale half. Neville will win the duel, but the ball falls to North Carolina, and here comes Flores. Finds Kamara. Flores is up, making the run down the left, and here he is. He's got Cohn in support. Flores trying to go the distance. Excuse me, that was Miscic. But he is dispossessed. Acosta. Lovely ball to Rosales. Will he be able to keep it in? No. Just skips off the turf. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC Channel 157, North America's only 24 source of soccer radio. Featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devon Kerr every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC Channel 157 and the Sirius XM app. will be a throw for North Carolina as Robert Christo implores his defense to perhaps move things a little quicker. Robert Christo was trying to get a good 10-15 yards on that throw-in. Will be taken by Nelson Flores on that left side. It looks like we may be having a substitution. And it will be the introduction of the previously mentioned Pekka, as well as Luis Arriaga. Also going to be 2 changes for Fort Lauderdale. Sean Hundal and Dyron Reyes entering the game. So double changes for each team. We'll let you know who's leaving here in a second. As you can see there, Salmir Miscic making way for Luis Arriaga. Peter Pearson, the straight swap there at defensive midfield for NCFC. And there's Dyron Reyes. So Sean Hundal, who didn't feature in last weekend's match against Fort Lauderdale, did not make the trip to Madison. Got off to that great start, 4 goals in his first 4 games, but only has 1 since then. See if he can perhaps provide the game-tying goal and more in the second half. Darren Powell. See Sean Hundal up top for North Carolina, excuse me, for Fort Lauderdale, replacing Mitchell Curry. Mendes tracks all the way back. Sammy Gadiri making way for Reyes, so a good 60 minutes plus for Sammy Gadiri in his first start in a long time. Dyron Reyes, a 17-year-old out of Cuba attacking midfielder. It's only his 6th appearance of the season for the home team. Came off the bench last week in about the same spot. That was his first appearance since late May. Missed 6+ weeks there, assumed with an injury. We have a free kick here for North Carolina. So Gadiri, Harden, and Curry off for Fort Lauderdale. Hundal, Acosta, and Reyes on, all in the second half. For North Carolina, Pearson and Miscic off, Pekka and Arriaga in. Again, Pekka played, I'm not going to say on this surface, because I'm sure they redid the field, but this Drive Pink Stadium is the former location of Lockhart Stadium, where the Fort Lauderdale Strikers played. He had 71 appearances for Fort Lauderdale back in the days. Pekka, 32 years old. Acosta. Looking for options, and his only option is to go backwards to Mabika. Here's Ascona. Out wide to Rosales. That gets a round of applause from the Fort Lauderdale bench. Al-Badawi got to be careful. McGuire had to dive for it. Got enough on it to stop Rosales from a scoring chance. Fort Lauderdale still have possession here. Is Reyes. Reyes will just slot in on that right side. Sammy Gadiri floated all over the place in that first hour. Very effectively too, I'm sure, Phil Neville would like what he's seen from his first-year MLS signing. So Kamara brings this one down, flicks it with the back of his heel out to Cohn. And then flicks it ahead for Kamara in a race with Mabika. It's about as professional of a foul as you can get. I'm not sure what Mabika's so upset about. There's almost one step of his for every two of JT Kamara's, but I would have put money on JT Kamara to win that race. Maybe Mabika had the same thing in his mind as he just pulled his hand over the shoulder. There was no need for that. Even if it wasn't that much of a contact, you knew JT Kamara was going to stop as soon as he felt that contact. First yellow card of the season for Mabika. Noah Allen doesn't have a yellow on the season yet. That's the only one on the field for the moment. The outfield, with the outfield players anyway. Nice turn by Albadai. He was looking for the free kick on the edge of the box. Didn't get it. Mabika hoofs it clear for a throw-in. Taken there by Flores. Credit to the groundskeepers here at Drive Pink Stadium. This grass is seeing a lot of rain. Some play last night, obviously, in the game against Montreal. And the field looks beautiful. Every player that comes here for the first time in League One says what a beautiful stadium and field it is, as that one goes out of play just ahead of Fenton Evans. Third time this season, North Carolina's had a lead at the half. Beat Richmond, lost to Chattanooga. And those other two results. Russ Davenport with you here as we approach the 67th minute from Drive Pink Stadium. North Carolina looking for their first road win of the season. Currently up 2-1. There's your scoring summary. JT Kamara and Robert Christo with the goals for the visitors. Edison S. Cohn with the goal for Fort Lauderdale. Reyes looking for help. Neville in some space. Expected Reyes to continue to make his run, which he didn't. The United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, please visit uslsoccer.com. Mabika. Credit to him for that only being his first yellow card of the season. He's a big man. Here's Reyes in some space now on the right. Cuts back inside. Looking to get the shot off, but won't. Instead finds Allen. In return finds Evans. Gets the 1-2 back. Allen to the box. Lovely sliding challenge there by Max Flick, which results in a corner. Only the second corner for Fort Lauderdale this evening. Only the third totals, but it looks like we're going to have another substitution, and it will be another double change for John Bradford, Cole Frame, and Malik Hamilton. Hamilton, the Canadian, was injured earlier this season, part of that big injured group for Bradford. And leaving the pitch will be JT Kamara. Here's a look back at his opening goal of this game, showing his speed and his finishing abilities. He passed this one into the back of the net for the opening goal. So his night is over. He will get a well-deserved rest. As Malik Hamilton, see there, JT Kamara coming off for Cole Frame. Corner swung in. Good header away by Christo. Josh Cohn also out the game for Malik Hamilton, so a bit of a defensive change for John Bradford. We'll see where Malik Hamilton lines up. Can play on the wing, but also plays fullback. See Coleframe on the right-hand side. Looks like North Carolina will go perhaps to a back 5. Malik Hamilton at that left back spot, or maybe a 3-back with the 2 wing backs. We'll see. And perhaps they have possession. Here's Neville. Here is Hamilton on the pressure now. Native of Calgary, 21-year-old. Played last season in the Canadian Premier League for Ottawa. As he shoulders Reyes off that one and earns himself a throw-in. See Hamilton now jogging over to the right side. Not sure if he was in the wrong position or what. He may be going to right midfield. That would make more sense as a straight sub for Josh Cohn. John Bradford perhaps didn't like what he saw, so makes a quick change there as this ball slid through looking for Acosta. Another good interception by Martinez. Had a nice game tonight, the man from Curacao. Here comes Arriaga. Out wide to, now on the right-hand side, Malik Hamilton. Coleframe was on that right-hand side. We'll have to see where he's been shuffled to. This one goes all the way back to Jake McGuire. Pekka in some space. Cristo, not the best of first touches. Rosales being hassled by Cristo. That's a foul. But Cristo's got to be careful. Referee Anya Voigt has had a nice game this evening. Kept things under control. Penalty decision was the correct one. Good sliding challenge there by Naz Al-Badawi. There's Arriaga. You can see Coleframe now on the left. Arriaga, excuse me, Pekka in tons of space. Finds Frame. We know he likes to run. Looking for help. No, Allen with a complete mess of it. Arriaga's there. Doesn't quite get enough on it as Drake Callender scrambled back. That was certainly a half chance for an NCFC to take a 2-goal lead. Take a look at the replay when we get a chance here. Here's Martina. Here's Frame again. The overlapping run is Flores. Frame is fouled though. Won't get a chance to find his fullback, and there'll be a free kick in a very dangerous position. Let's take another look at that chance for North Carolina. Frame with a little chip pass. It was completely misplayed by Noah Allen, and Drake Callender did a good job actually to get out there and get a hand on the Arriaga attempt and keep this score at 2-1. Al-Badawi and Flores standing behind this one. Comes the free kick. Al-Badawi to take it. Swings it in. Headed away by Mendez, but not particularly far. Nelson Martinez just climbs all over the back of Noah Allen. That will result in a free kick for Fort Lauderdale, who are going to make another change here. It will be their 4th change of the evening. It'll be Braxton Nahib coming on for Venton Evans. Nahib, only 4 starts this season, was filling in for Sean Hoondahl of late. An 18-year-old from Draper, Utah, former Real Salt Lake youth. Spent time with Birmingham Legion last year. Only 6 appearances for them in the championship. Reyes finds Nahib. Reyes gets it back. Nice play there. He'll shoot. forced to dive out of Jake McGuire. But no threat on his goal. Still no saves for the North Carolina goalkeeper this evening. Good effort there from Dyron Reyes. Mentioned, hasn't featured much this season, yet to have a start. Only the 5 substitute appearances coming into this evening. Cole Frame goes down, but no whistle. Here comes Reyes. Looking for Ascona. It's misplayed there by Martinez, and Ascona will keep it in. Looking to take on Martinez. Left foot across comes in, but Maguire's out nicely to grab it in front of Sean Hundel. There's another look at that. Good work by Ascona, the goal scorer, to keep it in. Found space for the cross, but it was far too close to Jake McGuire. Here comes Cristo the other way. Frame in some space, 20 yards out, back to Cristo. North Carolina will slow things down. Not sure if that was the right decision to let Lauderdale get players back behind the ball, but anyway. Here's Arriaga. Al-Badawi, a little 1-2 with him. Good work here. Frame chips it in back for Al-Badawi, but Calendar's there. Gets an initial hand on it and then dives on it to secure the ball. 15 minutes remaining in this one. From Drive Pink Stadium, Ross Davenport here with you. North Carolina 2, Fort Lauderdale 1. The visitors 15 minutes away from their first road win of the season. With 3 goals in the first half hour, but none since. Each team has made 4 substitutions, looking to perhaps spark a goal that would either secure this game likely for North Carolina or get Lauderdale right back in it. As Malik Hamilton chips it over for Frame, who is onside. No help though. He tries to take on Rosales, who just stands his ground wonderfully. And here comes Acosta. Noah Allen. Been relatively quiet since that first 10 or 15 minutes when he was all over the ball in that final third. Here's Ascona. Skips past Malik Hamilton. Looks to come inside on Martinez. Still has the ball. Back to Allen. Acosta. Back to Allen. Looking to take on Hamilton. Cuts back in and floats the right-footed cross in, but Flick's going to flick that one away out to Cole Frame on the left. As you can see there, these 2 teams have combined for 8 goals in the final 15 minutes this season. Lauderdale with 6 of them. Can they find another bit of late magic? They got the late goal by Curry last week. They got the late goal by Curry against Toronto back in June. Good work there by Naheem, and he earns himself a corner. For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USL W League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch. It's comprised of clubs from across the Championship, League 1, League 2, as well as new expansion markets. W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more. George Acosta with the corner here. Swings it in. Cristo in front of Jake McGuire, who probably could have pulled that one off and grabbed it himself, but instead Lauderdale still have it here inside the final third. Allen will swing a left foot cross in, looking for Mabika, who was up in an advanced role. Good header away by Max Flick. Max Flick started off at the NAI level in college, went to NPSL, now finds himself starting in this professional league of USL League 1 at center back. Reyes will take the corner from the other side now. He'll swing it in left-footed. It's a good delivery, looking for the Mendes at the back post, and it's in! Modesto Mendes, what a delivery from Dyron Reyes, and Modesto Mendes makes up for his early error and ties this one up. The 7th goal in the final 15 minutes this season for Fort Lauderdale. Mendes' first goal of the season. The 23-year-old out of Cuba. It was a lovely delivery by Reyes and a similarly lovely run at the back post by Mendes. Perhaps should have been marked a little closer. take another look at the goal here. Here's Reyes. Al-Badawi just sort of lost track of him. Got beaten by the flight of the ball, did Al-Badawi, and Mendez had to work well physically to get his head on the that one, and get his head on the end of that one. And we're all tied up at Drive Pink Stadium, 2 goals apiece between Fort Lauderdale and North Carolina. 11 minutes to go in this one. Hamilton on the run down the right. Loses possession. Here comes Nahib. He's looking for Hundal, but Nahib was fouled just after the pass. I think he perhaps got a yellow card, judging by the reaction of the Fort Lauderdale bench on the audio. As you can see, Anya Voigt get her book out. Braxton Nahib feeling the effects of that challenge. We start play with Acosta. We'll let you know who got that yellow card in just a second. It was Malik Hamilton, the Canadian substitute, receiving the yellow card, his second of the season. There's Acosta. Lauderdale looking for the game winner perhaps as we enter the last 10 minutes from Fort Lauderdale. Harvey Neville. Nahib has played well since he's come on. Back to Neville. Out wide to Allen. Will we have our 4th tie of the weekend? It's been a popular score as of late in USL League One, especially for teams at the top of the table. As you can see there, Fort Lauderdale's 5th game-tying goal this season. Second tonight. Here's Acosta looking to shake off Arriaga. Can't do it though. Pekka comes over to help, and Acosta gets out of it. Here's Ascona on the right side now, looking to take on Flores. It's back to Reyes. Let's take that yellow. Take another look at that yellow card from Malik Hamilton. Yeah, just got the hand on the shoulder. It was a clumsy challenge. Braxton Nahib kind of folded under the contact. The deserved yellow card for Hamilton. First yellow card of the evening for North Carolina. Mabika and Acosta have one for Lauderdale. Jake McGuire. Still yet to make a save this evening. Lauderdale have 2 shots on goal and both have gone in the back of the net. Good efficiency this evening for the home team. 13 total shots for Fort Lauderdale. 2 on target, 8 off target, 3 blocked. For North Carolina, 7 shots, 4 on target, 3 off target. Ascona. That's a loose ball picked up by Neville. Lauderdale looking to turn the screw here in the final 8 minutes. Rosales with the cross. Met there by Martinez, only half cleared away. Hundal trying to bring it down. Does so. Back to Reyes. Acosta's going to have a first-time effort, and it's not one of his best. Both teams do have the 1 sub remaining. Felipe Valencia, Nacio Poplaski, also on the bench for Fort Lauderdale still. Thorne Simpson on the bench, the only offensive option left for John Bradford, but he may not be healthy after missing last week's game with an injury. The Jamaican. Here's Al-Badawi, plenty of legs still left in his veteran body. Here's Martinez. Back to Al-Badawi, but a good foot in by Ascona. Excellent work there from Pekka. Arriaga out wide to frame. Rosales comes over, and it's a lovely tackle by Rosales. He's played well tonight again, has Brian Rosales. Has his odd moments of defensive frailty, but he's very effective going forward and a good one-on-one tackler, as he showed there. Maguire now under some pressure from Hundal. Harvey Neville still looking for his first point of the season. Here's Hundal in some space in the left channel. Nobody's coming over to pay him attention. Had a ton of time. Flick in the right place at the right time to make the block. But here's Allen now, back to Flick. Only half cleared there, and we'll restart with Neville. Rosales. Next two home matches for Fort Lauderdale against Greenville. They will have a week off and then face Greenville on the 15th here at Drive Pink, and then follow that by Tucson on the following Sunday. 3 straight Sunday games for Fort Lauderdale. Actually 4, make it 4, because they'll play at Tormenta on the 28th. Well, that's a Saturday. My notes are wrong. Here comes Cristo. Still got some life in him yet. Looking to take on Mendez, but goes out for a throw. For North Carolina, they will have a short week. They'll have to travel up to Foxborough to take on New England 2 this Thursday night. Then we'll take on Chattanooga at home the following Tuesday. So 3 games in the space of 9 days for John Bradford's men. Another short turnaround after that. They'll go to North Texas. So 4 games in 14 days coming up. Luckily for John Bradford, his team's getting healthy. Do have 3 or 4 games in hand on most of the teams in League One. So we'll make up a ton of those in the month of August. 6 games in this month. They'll obviously remain in 12th regardless of the score here. 1 point will at least get them to double digits. Acosta. Out to Allen. As Cohn looking to take people on, and does. Heavy touch though. Al-Badawi only pokes it away as far as Acosta. Reyes, the man with the assist, on the game-tying goal. Neville. Allen gets double-teamed by Martinez and Hamilton. They will eventually do their job, get themselves out of trouble for the moment. Approaching 3 minutes to go in regulation here from Drive Pink Stadium. 2 apiece between North Carolina and Fort Lauderdale. Lauderdale come from behind twice, as we mentioned. Rosales. Acosta from distance, not going to trouble Maguire. Didn't think it was going to trouble him. That's his first save of the night. And you could probably tell that as it bounced up and off his chest. He had to make the grab at the second attempt. That one could have spilled anywhere. Bounced nastily in front of him. Luckily, didn't quite reach the feet of Sean Hundal. Have a delay here of some kind. Looks like perhaps Nelson Martinez on the ground with a bit of cramp. Max Flick helping him with that as the trainer gets on now. Again, a very humid night in South Florida, 70% humidity. His namesake Nelson Flores comes over for some Gatorade or water. Hydration of some description. Even Jake Maguire wants to get in the mix. Just after making his first save of the game. Darren Powell imploring his boys for one last effort here. We'll see about how many minutes of injury time we do have. It should perhaps be at least 3. Jake Maguire taking his time for this one. I'm sure they would take the point on the road, would NCFC, even though they've lost the lead twice. Anja Voigt will get us restarted with the drop ball. You can see exactly how much of a hurry Jake McGuire's in as we wind into the final minute of the 90. Sean Hundal makes him pick the ball up. McGuire will put it back on the ground. Lumps it forward towards guess who? Christo. Cole Frame is on his horse and he'll beat Allen to that. As Allen slips, Frame takes advantage somewhat. Finds Arriaga. Back to Frame. He finds Pekka. Frame into Al-Badawi. Beak it all over. Lovely back heel for Frame. He's taken down by Acosta. And it's a penalty. The second one of the evening for North Carolina. It was a lovely little 1-2. And Cole Frame has made an impact off the bench. Brian Rosales is trying to plead his teammate's case, but Anja Voigt is having none of it. Here's another look at it. Frame and Al-Badawi. Lovely little back heel by Al-Badawi. It was the other side of Acosta. It clipped the heels of Frame. It wasn't too much complaint from Acosta. And you have to assume it would be Robert Christo stepping up again. He already put away one penalty tonight. And he's the man with the ball in his hands. He scored 2 goals in his last appearance. Will he make it 2 here tonight? As we enter in 5 minutes of injury time from Drive Pink Stadium. Robert Christo with a chance to give the visitors a late lead here at Drive Pink Stadium and perhaps lead them to their first road victory of the season. Christo versus Callender. Christo wins the battle. A little shimmy dance afterwards. It was a very well taken penalty over the outstretched arms of Drake Callender. And for the 3rd time this evening, North Carolina have the lead. Can they hold on here? Cole Frame once again making a lovely impact off the bench with his speed. It was a 1-2 with that veteran right there. Now it's Al-Badawi. And we will have the final substitution. Malik Mbaye, who was sent off in the first meeting between these two teams this year, will enter for the aforementioned Naz Al-Badawi. So defensive substitution for sure this time as the center back comes on for the center mid. We'll likely have at least a minute added on to this 5 minutes though now with the goal and the substitution. You see 5 Fort Lauderdale players lined up on the halfway line, or over the halfway line. In the case of Brian Rosales at the top, I think it was. And here is Brian Rosales. Cuts it back to Braxton Naheed, but doesn't quite end up on the end of his toe. And here comes North Carolina again. Cole Frame. Will he be able to keep it in? He does. Mendez got back there nicely. Here's Frame again. Looking to twist and turn, but Mendez does well. Scored the second goal for Fort Lauderdale after giving up a penalty earlier. As you can see, there's the confirmation. Robert Christo, his 4th goal of the season, 4th in 2 matches. He scored with his head. He scored from halfway, and now 2 penalties this evening. As Cohn. Hundal looked potentially offside, but he was onside, and that's a trip by Hamilton, who already has the yellow card. We're going to have a free kick here in a very dangerous position. George Acosta will have to back up a couple of steps to take this one. Perhaps a little too far out for an attempt on goal. Again, Jake McGuire hasn't been particularly busy tonight. It's a good 26 to 27 yards out is George Acosta. Got 6 players on the edge of the box. Here comes the free kick. He will float it in. Looking for Reyes. Martinez perhaps didn't need to get a foot on that. McGuire, I'm sure, was calling for it, but it was a dangerous ball in. Had some pace on it and results in a corner. The last time we were over here, Lauderdale scored from this corner. Reyes with the ball to Mendes at the back post as Mendes puts his hand up again, say, hey, just like last time, please. Here's the ball in from Reyes. Cristo tries to get ahead on it. Hamilton swings and misses. Neither of them make contact, and it goes out for a goal kick. Now Cristo is on the ground. Helped up by Martina and Flores. As we enter in what was originally going to be the last minute of injury time, we may see some extra added by referee Voigt. North Carolina looking for their first road win of the season. Only 3 draws and 3 losses so far away from home. Cristo's flick here for frame goes out of play. Mendes will hurry up and restart quickly. Mabika. 15 seconds left of the original 5 minutes of injury time. Nobody coming to close Mabika down. He finds Reyes. Gonzalez making a lovely run, but good work by Flores to intercept that one. And here's Cristo, one-on-one with Mabika. Ends up in the arms of Callender, though. And here comes Noah Allen, perhaps with the last gasp effort for Fort Lauderdale. Acosta finds Cohn. They're giving him too much space. Finds Allen, the cross comes in, is well blocked there by Martinez, who appeared to hurt himself on the play. I'm not sure if it hit him in the ribs. But it is going to be a goal kick, and we're not going to have time to take it. North Carolina. 2 penalties and a goal by JT Camaro in the 5th minute are enough to take care of business here on the road for the first time this season against Fort Lauderdale. We've got goals from Ascona and Mendes. North Carolina get to double digits. All the way up to 12 points now. Only 4 shy of the teams above them as they try to climb out of the basement win by win. It's their 3rd win in the last 6 games. The last 6, they've got 3 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. So now they're getting healthy. John Bradford's men are making noise here with a lovely road win for the visitors. We'll be right back after this break with full-time highlights and stats from Drive Pink Stadium. North Carolina with a 3-2 victory over Fort Lauderdale CF. Welcome back to Drive Pink Stadium, where that man right there, John Bradford, and his North Carolina FC crew have pulled off their first road win of the season, 3-2 over the home team, Fort Lauderdale CF. Let's take a look at how we got there. 5 goals in this exciting match. Here we go. JT Kamara with the first goal of the match in the 5th minute. Things would be tied up in the 11th. Noah Allen with the cutback pass as Kona Al-Badawi had lost track of him, and Edson Ascona with his 3rd goal of the year. This one off the post. A lovely finish. He missed a similar chance a few minutes earlier when he skied it over the bar. This one he put away. Here's the first penalty for North Carolina. A clumsy challenge by Modesto Mendez on Selmir Midshich. Robert Christo deposits it away in the back of Drake Calendar's net. A well-taken penalty by the Bosnian. That would give North Carolina the lead, 2-1. And they would hold on to that lead for quite a while until the 79th minute. Modesto Mendez making amends for his penalty mistake, finishing off the Dyron Reyes corner at the back post. Puts that one past Jake McGuire, but we weren't done. Cole Frame made a great impact off the bench. George Acosta there with the clumsy challenge from behind. And Robert Christo with his 2nd brace in as many games. Lovely converted penalty there, high past the diving Drake Calendar to give North Carolina their first road win of the season. Here's a look at your final stats. Fort Lauderdale with twice as many shots as North Carolina, but North Carolina made them count a little more. Possession battle pretty even, just the 3 yellow cards on the night in this one. So we're all done here with week 17 in USL League One. We're past the halfway point. Let's take a look at the main highlights from this week. Again, week 17 in USL League One. And we'll look ahead in a minute to week 18. Greenville went north of the border with a short-handed squad and managed a 0-0 draw with Toronto FC 2. Caleb Patterson-Sewell using his head, as only goalkeepers can here. And Garrett McLaughlin had a late chance to win the game, but Dallas J with a nice save to preserve the point on the road. Richmond, Emiliano Terzaghi, he fell over, but he got the penalty anyway and finished it to give Richmond the 1-0 victory at home. Chattanooga trying to keep pace with Union Omaha. They would get a point at home against Madison. Noah Fuson with his 2nd goal in as many games, matched the goal by Carrera Garcia. 1-1 in Chattanooga, that would finish. Lots of ties continuing in USL League One. We would have another one here. Greg Hurst on his horse. Flicks it over the goalkeeper into the back of the net to give Omaha a lead. Would they extend their lead at the top of the table? No, they wouldn't. Bernard Kamungo with the game-tying goal to even the spoils in Nebraska at 1. And then tonight's JT Kamara. He would open the scoring. He wouldn't be on the field for the end, but he would be celebrating from the bench as his team picked up their first road win of the season, despite the efforts of that man there, Edison Ascona, as well as Modesto Mendez, who scored from the corner a little late. There's a good another look at your scoreboard. 3 ties on the weekend. Here are your updated standings. Union Omaha remain on top with a 2-point lead. The top 3 teams 4 points clear of the big mess below them. Only 4 points separating 4th from 11th. And North Carolina at the bottom there with games in hand on teams above them. Only 4 points adrift now of FC Tucson and North Texas. Here's a look at your upcoming schedule. A short turnaround for NCFC. They will take the field Thursday Night Football from Gillette Stadium against Revolution 2. Some other great matchups, including the Midwest Derby between Omaha and Madison, as well as the Southern Derby between Triumph and Tormenta. Well, I thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Ross Davenport. Thanks to all the crew behind the scenes. North Carolina come away with a 3-2 victory, their first road win of the season, despite the best efforts of Fort Lauderdale CF. Thanks for watching tonight on ESPN Plus. See you again soon on the pitch. Have a good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.
Diaz Cohn coming back into the middle a little bit, and that's a good turnover there.